Yes.
And at least verifying when each video is taken so that we could correspond and correlate that either, if there's overlap or not, so that we could start piecing together time frames. Grider, in your experience, if flares were dropped from an Osprey in this formation, how long would they stay in the air at
7
altitude?
minutes. 7 minutes, probably.
7 minutes. Okay.
7 minutes.
And that aligns with the research that we've done, that Arthur and I have done. Now,
Oh, okay. So you guys been doing a little research on your own. Okay. See,
yes. So,
he
Arthur,
needs all the help he can get. So,
Yeah.
Arthur, what are the significance of these photos being 19 seconds apart, taken by another user separate from the Corbell investigation?
Well, they're very important for my research specifically because it's the only iPhone photos where we have a certainty what time they were taken. So later on, I'll show that the FOIA photos don't match up with the timeline from these two specific photos. And in other words, the FOIA photos, which are quote unquote debunking this case, were taken much earlier, and you can clearly see that the flares had burnt out at that point. So these are crucial.
They took it earlier in preparation for the UFO that was going to appear like minutes later. Is that what?
No. My theory, I'll wrap it up pretty quickly, is that there was a mass UAP sighting at this base. It was an incursion by a unknown. It caused a significant ruckus on the base with massive response, and that part of their information containment operation of this massive UAP sighting was to, at a later date, stage a 5-light flare in a similar configuration so that at a later date that they could just publish those to instantly debunk the case before it gains traction.
That's a creative story, but how are you going to explain the fact that they had all these air assets scheduled for this exact time to be doing a training exercise where it was like literally
They're doing training exercises every day, every night
aircraft. No,
of the year.
It was like at this exact time 50 aircraft, multiple altitudes, like stacked up at all levels, coordinating with the ground.
They're always doing training.
Refueling point. Okay, well, you not see. Okay.
Let's stop flying high.
Like,
so
I have the data, but we're. I guess
well,
let's.
Your point is that there was a training exercise that night, and I say yes, there was a training exercise that night. There's training exercises.
But you're saying that it was.
You're saying that all these air assets rushed into the area when I'm saying that they were scheduled to be in the area at that exact time. I have
over Camp Wilson.
Oh yes, over. They were not over Camp Wilson. Like they were over the training range. They were over the range. Like I tried to pull out this, proof earlier, and I got shut down.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say this. If we're actually looking at this craft is far. Sorry, I said craft. That was my bad. This thing is over the mountain. It looks like to some degree. I would say
that's an aircraft off to the left too, right? Like, isn't that an aircraft? I have the ADS-B data. I wonder, you see that off to the left?
I do see that off to the left.
It's got to be an airplane, a civilian airliner.
Well, there's just a
well, how would that be? How would that be cleared in that?
I mean, space? That's probably way off. That's probably like, so Camp Wilson is on like the bottom portion. Like, if you look at a map of 29, in fact, I've got a map.
I can bring up a map.
If you go to,
I have it.
If you go to number,
I have it right here.
Yeah, well, I don't really want your map. Go to number 11. Yes, no, see, that's not.
This is map. Camp Wilson. So this is Camp Wilson on the left.
Go to and then map number 11.
Over here, it's the training village.
Yeah, I've got a better map.
He actually does have a really good map.
got 6 of them.
So the FOIA photos were taken from this training village, 17 miles away from Camp Wilson.
Yeah, so look, okay, so right there, you see right there in like the bottom left, and like the bottom, see that like that's where Camp Wilson is, right there in that kind of that, that bottom left area right there. More close. I mean, it's like in that pocket. You see, okay, so dang, I wish you could see my. Oh well,
All right,
yeah,
bottom left.
it's in
Draw
like
me
the
to where
upper,
you
yeah,
are.
it's like right there. It's like right, like Camp Wilson and the airport and everything. That's right there in the right side of that tan area, that really khaki colored area, that doesn't have any circles over it or any. It's like that all the lines are around. You see what I'm saying? But it's still marked off by that solid black line at the bottom. You see how it kind of there's a black
And
line
this
that.
is really hard to describe. You'd have to put your cursor right there to really.
Yeah, I'm having a
you see
hard
the-
time with it. Well, all right, all right, all
Yeah.
right. You labeled them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's stay on number 1 and guide me.
Those are coordinated
see
though
my-
with like the data that I had, like which you don't want to, which we don't want to get into right now. So,
No, we'll get
yeah.
into it.
Here, hold on. Yeah, I mean, probably let's go on and save this. And like, I was just trying to show you guys where Camp Wilson is what I was doing. 'Cause
All right, well,
yeah,
he was too, to be fair.
yeah, that's like,
So,
see-
but you're right. This is it doesn't really give us a good clear picture of the terrain, the all around terrain.
This is Camp Wilson as well. But
Right.
Hey, so
this
go
is-
to number 20. All right, number 20. It's a four collage. In the top right, it's got a really good map. That is the actual map that came with the FOIA request materials. So number 20, it'll be like a couple of tables on the bottom, and then some type of chart where it it has all the different activities that are going on during that time, and then the right will be a blue map. It says like yeah, there we go. Is there any way you can zoom in to the top right?
Unfortunately,
if not, I can
it's
crop
not.
out and resend. Okay, hold
I
on.
was gonna say it's not letting me zoom in, but I did actually add it into my photos. So let me see if I can get a better copy of it up here. No, it doesn't look like it. No, unfortunately not.
I just sent it to it's the newest thing on the media, and it should pull up like a full screen. It's really not very clear, but
What did you
did
send
you
it
see
to?
Jeremy Corbell's retweeting us?
Is
Yeah.
Hey,
So
shout out to Jeremy Corbell. Jeremy,
all right.
man,
So I'm sending right now.
he's caused a
I'm
ruckus.
sending a high def version of it. So it's taking a minute for my internet to send it. Don't have good internet, but
take your
there it
time,
goes.
brother.
That should be a full
Yeah,
high
I
def
just got
version
it.
of the entire. There we go. Yeah.
All right, I got it.
And if
Wait,
you look,
did I get it?
Camp Wilson is in the bottom left. You see right there in the middle. That's the range. All right, so that's where they do most of their dropping of like aircraft, like air to ground type of munitions
So
or type of armament. And this is this is from the FOIA request.
Where did
And
you
Camp
send it?
Wilson is in that. I sent it to the media group DM that we had.
It's not there. Fuck me.
Uh,
I don't want to take
yeah.
this much time.
No, like go to
I don't want-
the media.
I know. I'm on it right now.
You're there, and there's not two
Yeah.
two blue maps that got sent.
No, but it got sent to my phone. It's weird. I feel like an
Yeah,
idiot
man.
right now. Like we're just holding everybody up.
No, man, it's not you, dude. It's X. They're always glitching. Like
Because
X
I
has
got
been
them.
horrible lately.
Okay, I'm gonna Oh wow, these are
How
actually
about I
really
just share
good.
my screen?
Yeah, why don't you do
That would
that
be
real
good.
quick?
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
let me do that.
please, just so we don't have any gaps in
No, it's cool. No problem. Let me.
but yeah, so
Uh,
Jeremy,
and there
if
we
you're
go.
watching, I would love to talk to you about this case and about a bunch of other things. And
We want
that's
that
not
metadata.
to
We want that
but
metadata.
that's what I want is the metadata so that we can start correlating whether or not that we have enough time in the videos added up that don't overlap to get near his 7-minute time frame, because that could show us a lot. If we can show that these things stayed in formation for as close to 7 minutes as possible, then I mean, for me, that says something, because
Well,
like you
he
Hold
said,
on
said
now.
they
I
would
got
6
have
my
been
wish
minutes.
too. Hold on, Arthur. All right. So my wish, if we're doing our, Jeremy Corbell genie in the bottle
yeah.
wishes, I just want to party with Balbazar and George Knapp for a weekend in
Hell
Vegas.
yeah,
That's all I
dude.
want. Like,
Actually,
let's go to the Rhino and
actually,
let's get it done. You know what I'm saying? That's all that I want, and I'm sure
actually,
that
I
that's more fun than all this stuff. You know?
yeah, I retract my statement. I'm with Grider now. I just want to party with Corbell and
You know,
George Knapp.
like George Knapp and Balbazar threw down back in the day, right? I bet they tore Vegas up. I bet it
Oh
was,
my god,
going
yeah.
to
Oh
Desert
hell
Blast.
yeah.
Like, oh man, I can't even imagine. Oh god, I bet that was glory days. All right, so look
All
in
right, so
the
we have
bottom left, and you see, yeah. So in the bottom left, there's like a blue
so we
arrow
can
that
see
says
your
self.
cursor.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
that's right. So right there is Fob Wilson, and then there's the range, and yeah, and then this range is where I'm pretty sure that's this, and then it looks like maybe Sunshine Peak is the same type of, you know, topographical notation. I don't know what you would call that, the map feature or whatever, the lines. It basically annotates where they can drop air to ground ordnance. It's in a specific area because, you have to think when you're dropping air to ground ordnance, you have to worry and flares, which in the year, so the only figure that I was able to find was in the year 2010, they dropped close to 20,000 flares, 20,000 Lu 2, Lu 19 flares over 29 palms. That's a lot. So that's a lot of potential to start a fire. And so you would think, that's why they keep it controlled in this one area right here, would be my assumption. And then this night they had operations going on, Objective A, Objective B. I think Objective B is possibly where the photo was taken from, and where they had the refueling point set up. I'm pretty sure. And then they had something going on at Blacktop too, right over here. And there's Gaze Pass and Rainbow Canyon. They're really creative with names.
But a
And
lot of people might not understand how
yeah,
big this is. This is the largest by square mileage, largest marine base in the entire world. So they have an enormous amount of space to do their
yeah. And
exercises.
but one thing to point out is that so this photo right here. This is where it was taken right here. So this is where the other photos. So we got one photo right here, one photographer right here. Then we got the Marines right here, and look where the right here is where the flares were dropped over,
Now, there's
right
no
over the
legend on
range.
here. There's no legend. I don't see
I
a
mean,
legend for this.
I'm telling you what it stands for. I mean, it says range right there. It
You're
says
telling
range right
me
there.
without a legend that you know what this
Yeah,
map
I
means?
am. I mean, it says range right there.
Yeah.
It says range right there. That's range. It's
They're
literally
all
says
ranges.
range.
It does
That's a
say
mountain
Where do you
range.
range.
see range?
I think that means a
Prime
mountain
range.
range. I think
I
that's
was
what
Yeah,
gonna
you would think that.
I
it could.
but I did say earlier that Camp Wilson is where you stage before you go to the range. So that would align with what my cousin who was stationed on the base said. So I
Maybe
don't
he
know.
thought downrange, like downrange. Maybe that's what he meant.
No, I think what he was saying is that this is a massive base and that Camp Wilson is where they stage and get ready. They don't actually launch munitions at Camp Wilson. They go off
Never
out
said they
further into
did.
the base to launch their
Absolutely.
munitions.
Right.
Yeah, right there. They launch it right over the range. Right in the range.
The mountain range. That's a mountain range.